This is started. Test 1 2 3 4. 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 Whoa, that's really loud. Hey, what's going on, Nick? How are we doing tonight? What's up, guys? Welcome to the stream. How you guys doing tonight? I'm also live on YouTube right now. Hey, what's going on? Is this gonna be way too? That's gonna be way too much of my face. What's up, guys? Welcome to the stream. Let's throw that off there. What's up, my man? How you doing? Is this gonna be way too? That's gonna be way too much of my face. Do you have any questions about any stocks or crypto? Or are you just coming to chill? You got lost somewhere on TikTok, and now you've ended up here on my page. Do you have any questions about any stocks or crypto? What's up to my viewer over on YouTube? How you doing? Good, good. You chilling? Nice. Okay, I'm gonna stream this. All right. How you doing? Good, good. You chilling? Nice. Yeah, I just started streaming right now, so there's not a lot. Ooh. Alright. I just got the stream going right now, so there's not a lot going on, but what's up? Alright, so let's go through some of these. If I just start talking, people will join. So AMC, that was a stock that we were talking about before. AMC has been one that's been crazy, and I think it's going to be short squeezed again this week. I think that this is going to be a very, very strong mover tomorrow at open with the amount of volume that we finished off the day with on Friday. Even though we did have a nice little pullback, I think this is more room to run. And I don't know what you guys personally think about this, but I see AMC as being another strong mover this week. There's been a lot of talk on Wall Street Bets if you check the page, and the short sellers are adding to their positions, so they're getting squeezed out right now. And as long as we hold the price and keep it moving in an upward direction and keep the amount of shares moving all throughout the day in a positive momentum, then for sure we could see more short squeezing through AMC, and I could see this keep on running up. I think if we can get a nice jump on it tomorrow, we can definitely see $40 plus by mid-morning. We could be talking about $50, even $60 by the end of the week, depending on how this trades out. This could be a very, very strong mover, and with something like AMC, I'm going to be watching this very, very closely. I think that AMC has the potential to keep on running up into this week with the amount of volume that we had on Friday and with this nice little pullback. Short sellers are still adding to the positions, meaning they're going to get squeezed out. And if you don't understand what this means, basically short sellers want this to go down. But because of the fact that it's not going down and it keeps on moving upward, they're getting squeezed out of their position. So they have to keep on shorting this position, which they're doing. Now, they technically could buy back if they wanted to, but as of right now, they're just continuing to short their position. So because of the fact that they're shorting their position still, this is causing AMC to increase and move higher because we as retail traders are still buying into this. So because of that, and because of the fact that we're still squeezing them up, I can see AMC being a strong mover tomorrow, as long as we have the retail traders still buying into this. As long as you and I are still buying into AMC, I think we're going to see a lot of movement into the open tomorrow and throughout the day. And throughout this week, really, it's going to be a strong week for it. What's up to my viewer on YouTube? How you doing? But you guys on TikTok, do you guys have any questions about this? Any comments, any stock questions, any crypto questions, anything at all? We can go through and talk about this. Same with you, viewer on YouTube, if you have any questions, comments, anything like that. There's a lot going on right now in the stock market, and it's all up in the air, especially with AMC, if that's why you're on here, or GameStop, whatever it may be. There's a lot of questions to be asked, and there's a lot of unknown things that we just don't know about. Doge, what's happening? Let's look at the price of Doge. Right now, it's probably jumping up because of the fact that, not AMC, but because of the fact that Bitcoin is running up as well. But I've talked about this before. If you follow Bitcoin, you probably should if you're worried about Dogecoin. So I see it as if Bitcoin can break through $40,000 and get above that area, then I think that Dogecoin can as well. Dogecoin just popped up 2 cents. We're trading at 34 cents right now. That's great news. We finally broke out of this little trending area where we've been falling into for the past couple trading sessions. So because of that, I want to see how Bitcoin plays, though. If Bitcoin can't break through 40,000, I think it'll fall back down along with Dogecoin. But 40,000 is an area you have to break through. If Bitcoin can break through 40,000, I can see Doge back up to 45, 50 cents easily. The whole crypto market's going to be strong if Bitcoin can get above 40,000. So that's a strong area we have to break through. AMC to the moon, though, facts. AMC will be moving tomorrow. I see this is a continued runner throughout this week. So let's keep watching this. We had a pullback on Friday, which was nice. Well, we had a good morning. We had a strong morning. Pre-market was a good trading opportunity. Lots of opportunities there. But throughout the day tomorrow, let's watch to see what happens to AMC and GameStop. Both of those names will be watched very closely, and I'm very excited to see what will happen with these names. So AMC definitely has a potential throughout this week to keep on running up. And you know what? If we still get some momentum through Bitcoin, and we see this through our other alt cryptos, such as Dogecoin, such as Cardano, such as Ethereum, all these other altcoins, I can see the whole crypto market taking off as well. But we have to break through that $40,000 area. That's the key level. So if you haven't already heard, you have to break through 40,000 level on Bitcoin to get anywhere else with some of these other names. That's the key level. So if you haven't already heard, you have to break through 40,000 level on Bitcoin to get anywhere else with some of these other names. Oh my gosh. Test 1 2 3 4. Test 1 2 3 4. Is this still on? Test 1 2 3 4. Test 1 2 3 4. Yeah, it is. Is this still on? Yeah, it is. Let's look up. June top stocks. Let's check some of these names out. Google. Oh wait, what? No. Nvidia. I'm excited for that one. Nvidia. I'm excited for that one. Jeez. Just up to 651. See Nvidia news. Hey, what's going on? Welcome to the stream, my man. Hey, what's going on? Welcome to the stream, my man.
With Fundrise, you can invest here, from there, or there.
Hey guys, what is going on? Welcome to the
With Fundrise, you can invest here, from there, or there.
Hey guys, what is going on? Welcome to the
Test 1 2 3 4. 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 Test 1 2 3 4.
Oh, yeah,
Test 1 2
that's
3
fine.
4. Test 1 2 3 4.
IPSI. What does this look like in the 5-minute?
The video closed right at about $49 per share. Successful trade. Same thing happened with Boeing. About the same setup on those fall. This is up a couple percent for the week, but this is not a short-term share. Successful trade. Same thing happened with Boeing. About the same setup on those fall. This is up a couple percent for the week, but this is not a short-term.
Guys, I am back.
Real quick, this is not going to be a stock I'm looking to buy in blindly and just see what happens. Wedge. So a falling wedge is a downtrending pattern that usually does result in a reversal. So what I'm looking for out of this, just see what happens. So a falling wedge is a downtrending pattern that usually does result in a reversal. So what I'm looking for out of this.
Hey, what's going on? Welcome to the stream. Did you end up figuring out any stocks and which sector? I'm back after resetting my... Oh, you're good, man. I had to reset the stream too. I had some people in here, and then all of a sudden, my internet actually went out as well. But that was my own fault. But anyway, did you end up finding, or actually, I was asking what sector of stocks you were looking into going for long term, or if we were looking more at dividends, or were you looking more, I just wasn't sure what type of stocks you were looking for. Right now, I found a nice play on, potentially a nice play on a downtrending pattern on the stock Wish, a falling wedge pattern here. But this is the short term, so this could potentially be something useful. But if you're looking long term, I said MasterCard was a decent price, but a lot of things are pretty expensive right now. But if you're looking long term, I'm looking for ETFs, mostly likely I don't like much risk. Okay, so if you're not looking for too much risk, we can find some good ETFs. Mostly just long term. Are you invested into any ETFs right now? We can find some good ETFs. I'm gonna look for that eighth. Well, break of that would be huge, but I mean, like, there's the here. Hold on, let me look up. Yeah, so I mean, like, there's the hard part about ETFs right now is everything's so hot in the market that ETFs are pretty expensive. I mean, you know, you're going long term with it, so it doesn't really matter. But there's a bunch of lists of different ETFs you could use. QQQ, TQQ, ARK. Okay, yeah, those are good ones too. Let's go over. Okay, here we go. So obviously the SPY, VOO, the Vanguard ETF, I like that one. VOO. You already said triple Q. Okay. VWO. I like the Vanguard ones. What's another? VUG, Vanguard Growth. Trying to look at some other. The ARK. I do like the ARK funds. They are a little more aggressive, but if you're willing and you want to go for that type of style, then they're definitely good, and I think they'll be fine for the long term, like you said. But that's a little bit of risk there. What other? The Russell 1000. Oh no, not that one. Oh, the IVV. Follows the S&P, the iShares Core, S&P 500. That's a good one. I don't know. There's some good ETFs out there. I'm not huge into ETFs though, but just taking a look at this list, I know there's some names in here that I would personally look to get into if I were you, and that aren't anything crazy. The nice thing about ETFs are that they're not very risk heavy, so you're able to go in with most of those. But an ARK ETF is a little bit stronger, so just kind of got to know that. They're not very risk heavy, so you're able to go in with most of those. But an ARK ETF is a little bit stronger, so just kind of got to know that. Okay, so what else are we looking at here? Wish. What's a decent one? Oh, CRSR, Corsair. Hey, what's going on? Welcome to the stream. You have any stocks or any crypto questions you want me to go over? I have both my brokers pulled up right now. We can go over anything you guys want. CRSR. There'd be nice support here on this $31 area. I'd be interested in that. So CRSR looks like another interesting one. $31 support. We bounced off of it on Friday. Do they have upcoming something? I think they do. Not sure though. What's going on, guys? Ask me any questions. Any crypto questions, any stocks, any stock tickers, anything at all. We can go over anything you guys want to talk about. We have a smaller group tonight, so I also just started the stream, so I'll give people a little bit to start coming around and see what's going on. We have a smaller group tonight, so I also just started the stream, so I'll give people a little bit. I'm gonna set an alert here for that. See what's going on. CRSR. Yeah, I'm gonna put that one in there. What are you guys looking at this week? You watch anything? Anything in particular? Bitcoin's taking off right now. Well, it was. Hit 37K. It's falling back a little bit. Bitcoin's taking off right now. Almost 38K. But but yeah, those just look up a list of the top. Well, I looked up a list of the top 100 ETFs for you. And you can kind of see, like, there's VOO, VOO, like that one, Triple Q, like we talked about. Follows the Nasdaq. I like a lot of the Vanguard ones, so those are pretty safe ETFs. But safe stocks, I mean, obviously you can go with some blue chip companies, and yeah, they're a little volatile now with the whole market, the way that things are trading. But I think you're safe in a lot of names. Well, I shouldn't say that. It depends how long you're looking long term. But for the most part, I would say you'd be safe. But we are very hot right now in the market, so I would just keep that in mind. So $35 up here would be a break of resistance. So honestly, Corsair Gaming, if you're looking at that one, CRSR, I'll probably do a little bit of, I'll make a little in-depth video on this one. I kind of like the way this is setting up a little channel wedge. So on CRSR, we got $31 of support, $35 of resistance. Hey, you never know what could happen here. And I like the odds of it that it's going to bounce here. It's bounced 1, 2, 3, 4 times before. So JMOM. I don't know this one. Oh, the JP Morgan ETF trust. Yeah, this is a solid one. I didn't see this one on the list. I didn't scroll down probably far enough. JMOM, yeah, I can look at this and see what we're looking at in the past. Okay, so it looks like a very, very safe one. And overall, this follows, I don't know what this follows, to be completely honest. Okay, so it looks like a very, very safe one. Overall, this follows, it's a solid ETF by analysts. Ow. It's a solid ETF by analysts. It seems like a pretty decent fund stat. Yeah. Year to date, 7%. It's also because of the market, but you know. So this isn't going to give you anything crazy, but dividend yield is 54%. It's a safe dividend, I would say, for sure. It's a slow mover. It's a safe dividend. I think you're fairly safe in it. I don't know what it really invests into, though. Not gonna lie. The momentum factor index utilizes Russell rules-based approach that matches the Russell 1000 sector weights and selects stocks based on stronger risk-adjusted momentum. Okay, so it seems like a pretty decent all-around just ETF that follows most of the more momentum stocks in the market, but in a very, very safe and conservative way. And by the looks of it, I mean, it looks pretty safe to me. And it's a JP Morgan, so I'm a big fan of JP Morgan. I like Vanguard. I like, what was the other name there? The iShares. I like them too. You could dip your toes into like the Spider. SPY. You can get into, there's a bunch of different ones you can get into. You could dip your toes into like the Spider. SPY. You can get into, there's a bunch of different ones you can get into. So, you know what, yeah, so I'm liking the look of this. Not on this chart, though. Which Vanguard would you invest in personally? I like VOO. I don't have the money due to the fact I dumped an ETC. Trying to get into VOO. Which Vanguard would you invest in personally? I like VOO. Oh, what's up, streamer or watcher on YouTube? You have any questions, comments, anything like that? What's up, guys? Yeah, so for CRSR, that's a stock that I'm watching right now. $31 of support, $35 of resistance. I honestly put this on my watch list for tomorrow for sure. Just by the looks of what we're trading right now, I'd like to see a little bit of reversal bounce. They seem to be quick bounces, so anytime we get close to this area, we bounce up very quickly. So you got to be able to catch it before it does. This isn't anything crazy with a risk reward. So yeah, 12% of upside. I mean, that's actually not bad for the price that it's at. 12-ish% of upside and about 2 or 3% of downside, so it's nothing crazy. AMC, yeah, AMC is going to be a big one this week. We can talk about AMC for sure. There's a lot of movement with AMC last week, obviously, and it's still going to get short squeezed. In my personal opinion, if you're into this position, I would hold and just wait to see how it happens this week. I think it's going to be a strong week for AMC personally. I'm very bullish looking into AMC. There's a couple of reasons why. If you don't know, short sellers are getting squeezed out right now, and they're still adding their position. So normally when they're getting squeezed out, they would have to buy back shares, and that would cause the stock to eventually fall back to its normal levels, and yada 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 over time. But right now they're adding their position, which is causing the stock to keep on running up and running up and running up, and eventually they're gonna have to buy back those shares, and so it's gonna cause the stock to completely skyrocket. And they're not doing that; they're still shorting the stock, which is causing this squeeze that we saw on Friday to run up to $36, and even the past week that we've seen it run up. So this could definitely get back up to $40 by tomorrow, and even $50, $60, $70 by the end of the week if we see continued momentum like we saw last week. Or this could have been it. This could have been the final pop up to $36, and we're just going to fall down after that. But my personal opinion is on this that we had a nice pullback on Friday. We finished the day a little bit red, but nothing crazy based on how we traded the whole day. It was very volatile. But I think tomorrow going into it, you're just going to want to watch the volume in the morning. And I think that as long as we have those retail traders like you and I buying into this and holding our positions that most people are doing already, I think that you're going to see this continue to run up as short sellers aren't getting out of their positions yet. And that's the key thing. That normally they would be starting to get out of those positions and be buying back shares, but they're not. So that's the difference in this scenario. So this can keep on running up, and there's still potential. But that doesn't mean it has to, but there is potential that it can. But will it? We don't know yet, and depending on how it opens up tomorrow, how the market opens up tomorrow, and how retail traders are looking to trade this, will really depend on where this goes. XRP, are you talking about the crypto or the stock? The crypto, XRP, I'm not a huge fan of. It's decent, but I think there's better names out there for the long term and for the short term. But as we take a look at crypto, we can look at that Bitcoin is at $37,300 right now, and we got bounced off that resistance area. Looks to be at 37,800, almost 38 grand. Okay, and that $38,000 level was another area of resistance. But we really have to get above $40,000 level before we see anything with crypto. Once we get above 40,000, then we can start moving up, and the whole crypto market will take off after that. So if Bitcoin can get above 40,000, I think you can see XRP and other cryptos start to take off as well, for sure. But again, we have to get back above that $40,000 level, which hasn't been even touched, even close, in a couple of days now. So we're starting to get in that consolidation period where not a lot is happening, which is not a bad thing. But we seem to touch this $40,000 level a couple times, bounce down to this $30,000 level, and kind of just trading flat right now in this consolidation period. So until something happens, then we can't talk about too much with that. NIO. Let's talk about NIO, because NIO hasn't been doing a whole lot. Besides on Friday, it was very volatile, but for the most part, if we look at the Chinese electric vehicle car maker NIO, I like it for the long term. I think this is a wonderful, strong, moving company that will be doing big things in the next few years with their projected revenue, projected growth, the sector they're in, the cars that they're making. Their new sedan that they just released this past January is doing great. Their sales are up. They got hit with a chip shortage. They're in some Chinese FUD right now, so it's a lot of different negativity. There's a lot of negativity going towards this stock. But because of the fact that I do like this for the long term, I would say, take a position under $40 is a good idea. I think long term you're fine with this. It's obviously we're not in an EV hot fire rampage like we were a couple months ago when we had Tesla and XPeng and Li Auto and NIO and all these other all these other electric vehicle stocks running up like crazy. That caused NIO to run up as well. I think it was very overvalued, and I don't think it was right to be at $66. So for anyone that bought it up there, they probably should have done a little more research and work into the actual company and what they've been doing. I think that this $30 to $40 level, even $45 isn't bad, but I think sub $40 and sub $35 is a great deal on this car company for what they're doing based on sales and revenue and where they're expected to grow. I think that at $35 to $40 is a good deal on NIO to get into a position, but long term, I think this is a great company to be into. As long as they keep going and doing what they're supposed to be doing, they have really good business models, and I like them for being an electric vehicle car maker. maker for the future. So Neo is definitely one to keep watch for. I think it's a strong mover. I think it's a strong name. You're going to want to hold some a Chinese name like this because the Chinese market is, I hate to say it, but they're very strong, okay? And as much as you can bash on Chinese stocks, they're a little sketchy here and there. You got to be careful what you invest in. Baba is another good one. I like that one for the long term. There's certain names that you just want to hold in your portfolio even though they're Chinese names. Because you just don't know, and the Chinese market is very, very strong over there, and with an e-commerce company like Baba and an electric vehicle car maker like NIO that are both strong and the leaders in their niche, you want to hold NIO, and I think NIO is a long-term stock right there. We did break below support though. After I just ranted about that. We did break below support, but that doesn't mean anything because you're going long term with it. Short term, I wouldn't even trade this short term. I don't know. There's not much going on for it. Oh, we talk about plug, but long term, Neo, I like it. Yeah, Plug Power just broke out. Finally, we're getting out of this just downtrending mess we've been in for a while. We broke above this $30 level, which was resistance. Now let's see if we can hold that $30 level, which I'm going to be honest, I don't think we can. Yes, we broke above $30 level, but I don't think we're going to be able to hold it. So that in the short term is going to cause it to roll back over. I think the market's going to have a few choppy days this week, but for the most part, let's see how market futures are looking, to be completely honest. I don't know. For the most part, if we take a look at Plug, I like the fact that it broke above the $30. I like it for the long term. Again, these are long-term companies. Neo is a long-term company. Plug Power is a long-term company. These are long-term companies. But in the short term, they're a little choppy. They've done so much running up in the past few months, and they've cooled off now. But now this is the time when you want to buy these names. Short term, I think it's popped up a little too much. I think we could see a pullback down to that mid $25 to $28 range, where we've been normally trading. Even sub 25 would be nice to pick up some shares. I think at $30, we're trading a little bit high. We've had some nice days over the past couple sessions, so let's just keep watching that. We're trading overbought on the RSI as well. Oh, Workhorse. Yeah, what is Workhorse at? That's a good question because they broke below $10. They hit lows of $7. I have not been following this one. Dow is down 17 points. S&P is down 3. Nasdaq is down 9. So basically, market futures are a little red, but basically flat. Okay, so Workhorse, yeah. So much for buying that dip back at $12, $13, even $14. This thing just keeps on dying. Nothing's really happening with this one. And you know what? This isn't my favorite electric vehicle name to be into, but I think it's definitely undervalued. I think you're going to see a bounce with this one when the electric vehicle sectors start to take off. Workhorse is one that's going to benefit off of that. They don't all need to. That's the thing. With electric vehicles, some companies are just made to do well in general. I think that Tesla and all these other names just ran up so quickly that they've been beaten down so much. Now, Workhorse is a different story because they didn't get the USPS postal, the 10-year agreement or whatever it was. So that caused them to drop massively because that was really the big thing that they were heading towards. Because they couldn't get that, Workhorse, in my opinion, is still one of those that, you know what, they can recover from this, but it's going to be a slow mover, and I don't see them having as much growth as any of the other names really in this space. I think you could be better off with a Ford, a GM, a Tesla, a NIO. I think there's better names out there than Workhorse. Could Workhorse change their plans? They could, but what they're projecting to do for cars by 2030 is like nothing compared to what they should be doing for an electric vehicle maker. SPCE, yeah, we can go over space. So Workhorse, as of right now, I'm bearish on it until we can get some signs of life. As of right now, this thing just keeps dying, and I'm not a huge fan of the company long term, but if you jump into it for the short term, that could be something interesting because we are trading so low. With space, though, SPCE, Virgin Galactic, yeah. So this one, we have different areas of support and resistance that we've been testing. This first area right here, which is $32, is the first area which we tested a couple times. We did pop up through. We tested $35. We couldn't hold. So right here, if you go to my YouTube channel and check out the live stream over there, you can see the charts if you're interested. But if I can just tell them to you. So the first level will be $32 resistance. Next level is like 35-ish, and then the next level is 38. We popped up to that $35 level. We completely plunged back down, even on the 5-minute. We hit 35 bucks, completely plunged back down, and that's how. Oh, that's why resistance and support is so important. Because look at this chart real quick. I'm gonna show you something. I am gonna show you something right here. You can tell that this red line right here is our first resistance level, which was completely broken through. But if you pull it back to 180-day chart, you can see that it was tested multiple more times. But here, this on the short-term chart, you can see that this $35 level, now I know it's blurry, but $35 was tested, broke above, but completely came back down to the downside. Look at that selling pressure right there. That just shows how important a resistance level like this was. Then we came back down, bounced right here, bounced up to the upside, and tested this area of support, but sadly couldn't hold and caused us to fall back down through the rest of the day. So because of the fact that we tested that area, and honestly, we couldn't hold, I'm liking this one for trades, but for more of a I gotta fix this. But for more of a longer term investment, I think that this one is a very, very volatile name, so you got to be careful of that. And also we've bounced so quickly and so fast that I think that it's got more downside than it does upside for the short term. But this is one to day trade off of. You had the opportunity to make $3-4 within a few minutes on this name. That's huge. That's definitely something to take advantage of. Yeah, pre-market was trading at $32 and jumped up to $35. So if we can't hold back above $32, this is going to roll back over to sub $28 for sure in the near future. CCIV, yeah, this name has been dead for a while, but so is all SPAC names. So there's not much you can do about SPAC plays that just have been dying. SPACs have been completely destroyed, but the company itself, it doesn't matter. Once they go through with the merger and they roll over to Lucid Motors, this is going to be a name you're going to want to hold. But again, I am looking more long-term. This is definitely a long-term company name. Now, you can play off the hype in the short term when they do their merger, and you can buy in before then and then sell the news, yada, yada, yada. You can go through the process and buy and sell, and make those short-term profits, which I'm planning to do as well. But to have in your account for the long term is also a good idea in my opinion, because of the fact that this is one of those startup companies that actually have a plan, that actually have the revenue, and that are actually, well, not yet, but are actually expected to have the revenue and are actually producing real cars. That's the key. They're producing real cars. Yes, they may not be producing anything with revenue-wise because of how much they're spending, but their balance sheets look way better than a lot of these other startup electric vehicle names. So CCIV Lucid Motors is a name that I want to hold for the next few years. I think that trading at $19 is sub $20, sub $25 is a steal in my opinion. I think this will probably be valued after it goes through the merger, probably anywhere between $40 to $50. That's my personal opinion. And if they get going and they start their production, really go into it by the year end, I could see this back up to $60, $70 into early 2022 with CCIV. So this is definitely one that I'm holding long term. I'm looking 2, 3, 4, even 5 years down the line. As long as they continue with their business model and keep their plan the same, I like CCIV and I like the looks of it. AMC 100K per share. How? Here's how. AMC is still getting shorted. Now, yes, $100,000 is definitely a stretch, but think of it this way. The amount of shares that are available right now is so much lower than it was a few weeks ago. And short sellers are still shorting this name. So you're going to get to a point where there's not enough shares out in the market. And at that point, there's going to be more people buying shares. And as long as you can hold those shares and keep on buying, and you're going to keep on seeing those more buyers, the sellers are going to try and sell it for an extremely higher amount. And those buyers don't care because they just want shares. So when there's not as many shares, the price is going to go up higher. And because of the fact that we're seeing a limited amount of shares, and because short sellers are really squeezing this up every day, and we're squeezing them out of this, they're still trying to short it. It's this game where it's back and forth. So, okay, that maybe didn't make too much sense. Here, let me make it in simpler terms. Short sellers want the stock to go down. We as retail traders want it to go up. The fact that we're still making it go up and retail traders still believe that it can go down is making it still go up. Because there's more retail traders buying in and holding, and the big hedge funds are trying to short it, but they can't win against us as of right now. Now, if you see retail traders take profits and start to sell out, it's over. The game's over. But if you see retail traders continue to hold their positions at where they're at right now and buy into more shares, there's going to be less shares in the market. So because of the fact that there's less shares in the market, you're going to see the price extremely jump up to the upside. And because of that, you're going to have these shorts having to exit their position. These hedge funds are going to have to exit their position. And because of that, there's going to be bought up at the top of the line, highest prices. Now,
$500,000, $100,000. Yes, it's a stretch. Either of those prices. I think this could easily, if we have the continued momentum that we've had, and we see retail traders hold their line, this could definitely be the next GameStop. Get to $500 easily. But that doesn't have to. And if retail traders don't hold that long, then the game's over. It's literally a game at this point. And if retail traders want to take profits earlier and don't believe that they can't wait that long, they want to take their profits at $50 or $75, they will. And that just, it kind of ruins the momentum, and the stock eventually dies out. So, and then the hedge funds win. So at that point, you have to make sure that retail traders like you and I are holding positions and buying more than we're selling. Okay? As long as we're keeping the price stable, and as long as we're keeping the price at least go up a little bit every day, then then hedge funds eventually in the next few weeks are going to have to cover those positions and have to buy back. It's going to cause a huge squeeze up in price. Don't know what the price is going to be, but that's a potential price that people see it going to be. Now, with hedge funds, you have to be careful because of the fact that they definitely can rule the market. So if you see retail traders really dump shares, then hedge funds are just going to buy those shorts, and they're going to start really shorting that stock, and it's just going to be beat down. So then you're going to have more hedge funds buying in than retail traders, and the stock's going to go down. The exact opposite can happen. Retail traders can buy more, causing the stock to go up. And then the hedge funds are going to have to somehow get rid of those short positions, and they're going to have to buy back shares. When they buy back shares, price goes up. Hopefully that made sense. So AMC to 100K, it's price predictions. There's stuff on the internet talking about that. That's what's helping it get hyped up. When people see that number, they're like, why not buy it now? If it's literally going to go to $500, why not buy all these shares now? That's what retail traders are hoping to happen. People are going to just buy all these shares. There's going to be a limited amount of shares, and hedge funds are going to have to buy back eventually, or they're going to be out tons of money. And when that happens, there's going to be a huge squeeze, like we're seeing now, but to a more extent, more stronger squeeze. AMC, so I've been holding since January, $10. I think that you still should continue to hold. I don't think you're going to see $10 for a while. I'm going to be completely honest. You may see a quick drop one day, but I think it's going to be bought back. This is a name, it's going to be like GameStop, that you're not going to see GameStop go back under $100 for a while. As long as you have these retail traders and Wall Street bets is still a thing, and there's nothing going against this hugely negative, like the market doesn't crash, we have another like COVID crash, something like that, you're not going to see GameStop below $100 anytime soon. You're just not. There's so many retail investors and traders into this name that are holding, and they're holding a certain line where you're not going to see it drop below. Now, it's very volatile, so you may see it pop and up and down all the time like it does, but for the most part, you're going to see a stock like GameStop hold above $100 for probably the rest of the year. And it's crazy to think. So $10 for AMC is probably that equivalent right there. You're not going to see AMC below $10 for a little while now because of the fact of all the hype that's into it right now, and people don't want to sell out because of how much potential it has to keep on running up. So because of that, I see that AMC is going to be a strong one this week, and I think that we got to watch to see what happens. I think there's going to be a lot of buyers this week as long as we have those retail traders still in session and they still continue to buy. But it all comes down to whether or not they do want to buy, because they don't have to, and they don't have to hold their positions. Everyone can sell it tomorrow, and it can be over. The hedge funds will win, and that's it. But I'm a little more bullish in the fact that I think that we're going to still continue to see those retail traders like you and I still holding our positions and still buying more in. So it's my take on that. Retail traders like you and I but there's a lot that goes into it. I mean, we're dealing with something that's never been dealt before, so to actually give a real price target and to actually kind of plan out a trade, you can't. You're really gambling with a stock like AMC, and at this point, yes, the opportunity is there to make quick cash, and I would advise doing that very carefully, but I think the opportunity is definitely there, and we'll have to see how it trades tomorrow. The formation that we're looking like right here is nice. I like how we bounced on this 180-day SMA. We just got to build a bounce tomorrow. I think if we get back above that $30 area, we're golden, and we have a lot of upside. But I think if we have a strong day tomorrow, I think it's going to really set us up for a good week. And there'll be opportunities. And at $10, I think you're pretty good. Now, I don't know how many shares you have or how safe you are with potentially having to come back to that $10 area, but for the most part, I think you want to watch how tomorrow trades and how it plans out, and then from there on, if you want to take profits, go right ahead. But if you want to continue for the ride, that could end up $100, $200, $300, $500, whatever it may be. You could do that as well, which is definitely not out of the question. But Corsair CRSR was a stock that we were looking at earlier. We were looking at Wish. Beyond Me, I'm really mad that I missed that trade last week. That was a really good opportunity to bounce right above that $110, $112 area. It ran up to $155. That's a quick bounce. This is the type of time that you'd want to short Beyond Me. I'm gonna be honest with you. At these levels, and as quickly as it was bought up on Beyond Me, if you're a short seller, watch for that break below 140. That is a interesting level, and you're definitely see as a big pullback in Beyond Meat in the next coming days. But honestly, I like the company long term. I just think it was just ran up way too quick. You're definitely see as a big pullback in Beyond Meat in the next coming days. But honestly, I like the company long term. I just think it was just ran up way too quick. But yeah, what are you guys looking at? Any stocks or any cryptos you want me to go over? But yeah, what are you guys looking at? Bitcoin's kind of just hanging out right now. Any stocks or any cryptos you want me to go over? Any questions at all? Bitcoin's kind of just hanging out right now. Any questions at all? There's a lot going on right now. No one's mentioned any of our big names. Let's look at Tesla real quick. Anyone going long with Tesla or interested in that? Any of our big names. So Tesla's back in its lower channel right now. Between 650 and, well, basically 590. That was one channel I drew. And we're in that lower channel right now. And I think that as long as we can stay in this channel, we can stable out for a little bit and then break above 650. That's bullish. That's good news. Definitely bullish news in the long term, or in the short term. We had a double bounce around this 560 area, so interesting level. But if we break back down below 560, we're going to have a lot of problems. And we could see this back down to, I mean, dare I say, sub 500, which could potentially happen, but this is a choppy stock chart that we're looking at right now with Tesla, so we'll just have to keep watching it. Apple. We can go over Apple. Apple, that one's been another weird one. Hasn't been the same since it did its stock split, but I do like the looks of it right now. I think this is a decent price in 120s area. We did run up to that 140, mid-30s, running up into earnings, and we had a strong earnings, but then it got beat down, and we've kind of been just choppy ever since we got beat down off that. But I think that you could take a nice position here around sub 125-ish, sub 130. It's a decent level. Ooh, Fiverr. Wow, look at that. Can't believe I missed that. Technically, that's not a bad entry here, but it's still, it's a little overbought. On Fiverr. FVRR. Technically, that's not a bad entry here, but it's still, it's a little overbought. Maybe I don't like this one as much. It just looks a little overbought, but we're trading above our red overall directional SMA line now. So that's like bullish news in the short term, or in the long term, so. We're trading above our red. Wow, I should have taken that break of 180. So that's like bullish news. I literally had an alert set for 180. Wow, I should have taken that break of 180. I literally had an alert. Oh, went semi lose them, I guess. Home Depot maybe. Back down to 320. What did Costco report? Home Depot maybe. Oh, good. Costco kind of got beat down. Back down to 320. What did Costco? Or did they? Is that positive? No. Oh, good. Oh, it jumped up, but I don't know. Costco slowly bringing food back. Or did they? Nvidia, eBay, lead Nasdaq. Interesting. Up, but I don't know. Costco slowly bringing food back. Costco raises price target to 425, 453, 410. Lots of price target upgrades. price target of 425, 453, 410. Lots of price target up.
But the stock got beat down. It's not a bad level actually to buy in now. I mean, it's a little pricey, but I guess, yeah, I'd want to see another little pullback on it. We may actually see more pullback momentum. They do a dividend every... Whoa. They do a nice dividend, no?
We may actually see more pullback.
Or did
They
I...
do a dividend every...
Why did they just do a random $10 dividend?
They do a nice dividend.
That's
no?
weird.
Or did I... Why did they just do a random $10 dividend? That's weird. Why did they just do a random $10 dividend?
Alright, I'm probably going to end this stream soon. We've been streaming for about an hour on here.
Alright, I'm probably going to end this stream
I may end it.
We've been streaming for about an hour on here.
Thanks for stopping by, guys. If you have any questions or anything, you can join my Discord and DM me. If you're interested in my YouTube channel, you can head over there and subscribe to my YouTube channel.
You can join my Discord and DM me. If you're interested in my YouTube channel.
But thanks for stopping by, guys.
Subscribe to my YouTube channel.
Hopefully you have a great night. If you have any questions about your ETFs, I'll look into some of those. I know you were talking about those earlier, so I can look into some of those ETFs and see which ones were some good ones to look into.
I'll look into some of those. I know you were talking about those earlier, so I can look into some of those ETFs and see which ones were some good ones to look into.
Guys, I am back for your top 3 stocks you should be watching out for this week. Alright, so our first stock on the list is pretty obvious, but it's AMC. This stock is getting pumped up like crazy recently with Wall Street bets. Oh, would you look at that? The second stock